I was this close to not making this video. I was so close to not making it. But you know how we are on the 300. We keep it 100. So I couldn't sit back and just let this happen just because they decided to try to fix the situation. I got to tell the whole situation. You guys got to see exactly how they are stealing our tips, shaving our tips without a lot of drivers even catching on to it. I caught them this time and I made it a point because I talked about it in the live stream. This time I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a ride along and I'm going to catch these fools stealing my tips, just like I said they were doing when I did the live stream. My last ride I just did, this one right here, 1121 tip on a $26 thing, 37 bucks. How much they paid? 56. I got 30s. They got 56 and my original was about 27 out of the 56. Because as you can see, 26 was the original and they ended up paying 56. So $30. Lyft got $24 on that with a $5 fee. So Lyft made $24 on that ride, $30 total on that ride. And they tipped me 11 bucks to make it 37. So they ended up paying $67 and I got 37 out of the 67. That's how these rides are going right now. They're really gouging because Lyft is hurting for cash. So they're gouging everybody as much as they can. Super gouging. Let's do awesome. Bam. Now let's see what it's going to say when I go back to the trip. 45. See that? It said 45 and it dropped down to 37. Did you just see that? It went 45 and it dropped down to 37. Y'all saw that, right? That's why I wanted to screen record. It was 45. They gave me $18. They didn't give me 11. So I'm about to contact Lyft on that shit right there. This is getting egregious right now. It jumped from 45 and it bounced back. Bounced all the way back down to 37 when it was $45. Man, this is what I'm telling y'all. Make sure y'all paying attention because they're stealing tips on us. They're stealing our tips right now. I slowed it all the way down. That's what I should have got paid, $45.35. Now watch when I hit the play button what it jumps to. I got paid $45.35. That's when I got $45.35. Now as soon as I hit this button, you're gonna see it jump and it's gonna go down to what it paid me. Watch this. 45. See that? It said 45 and it dropped down to 37. There you go, right there. I'm telling you, man. And you can hear me talking on that other video, so you know that's true. They paid me $45.35 is what I should have got paid, and it dropped down to $37.47. I'm finna let these motherfuckers know. As you can see, I sent messages of support. I said the total paid to me should have been $45.35. I recorded it, and the screen jumped from $45.35 to $37.47, which is a $7.88 difference. And of course, they came back, thank you for the support, understanding how this is all is. So I sent they as an extra screenshot. I said, there it is, $37.47 is what I got paid. But I said, but that was my screen capture, $45.35. So as you can see, my car's in the same spot. I was right there, $37.37. But when they paid me and I flipped back the screen, that's what it was, $45.35. Then it dropped down to $37.47. So I let them know that's what I did. I said, that's the only trip I did. The amount decreased to $37.47 when the tip processed and the screen glitches. This has been happening a lot, and I finally decided to record it while it happened. I have videos showing it now. Many of my trips do this when I get tipped, and I finally decided to record it to prove that our tips are being adjusted out. Somebody said, thanks for sharing that. For a while, I need to look this. So they was looking it over. I said, I think someone may need to audit my account because I've said it before, and finally it was at a point where I could immediately record my screen, you know, as they tipped while they walked off, blah, 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 whatever. Thanks for waiting patiently, Jeff. Good news, I have added a $871 bonus to your account. Now, they only took away $788. That's all they took away was $788. Now they gave me back $871 bonus. And it says, you can expect this. Please know that your original upfront is $26.26. As a friendly suggestion, I recommend you take the note of the upfront pay and only accepting the rides that work for you. Now, the point is, the fact that they saying all of this shit is why I'm posting this. Because if they would have said something that made sense, like, yeah, we're sorry about what happened to that tip, you know, blah, blah. The fact that they're trying to make me think I'm an idiot. Jeff, $26.26 was your original upfront. I never said shit about upfront. Hey, I recommend you only take the upfront pay to the rides you accept that works for you. You know what? The $871 was cool. I would have been like $871. I ain't gonna post nothing about it. But the fact that you try to treat me like I'm stupid, you try to patronize me. Jeff, $26.20. I'm like, you know what? Fucking, I'm posting this whole thing. because people need to know these liars, and these liars will gaslight you right to your face and make it seem like you the one in the wrong because 2626 was the upfront and them stealing my tip was what they should have did. No. Hope that worked for you. Blah, blah, blah. All this crazy shit. Yes, it was resolved. Whatever. Cool. I just click, happy face. Now, wait a minute. Let me go in here real quick. So I'm going to show you. Wait a minute. I don't think that's the screen I'm looking for. Let's go back in the Lyft real quick. So now, because I just did another ride that they ripped the people off on, there's that 871 bonus right there, 871. Now, I just did a black trip from downtown. Coolest girls, cool girls. And they paid $57. I got 35 out of the 57. Now, I almost told them 50 bucks when I pulled up, but I was still going through the shit with support, and I didn't have enough time to deal with it. But I would have gave them this ride for $50. They paid 57. They only went 7 miles, so they almost paid $8 a mile. They were paying $8 a mile. I got $1.94 a mile because I had to come from by my house. I was by my house, so I got $1.94 a mile, and they paid about $8 a mile for it. I got about $2 a mile. But like I said, I wouldn't have took the trip. I was by my house and I was going to go back to downtown anyways. It said 35, so I took it. Whatever. Total of 18 miles that I had to do because I had to go from my house to downtown, then there. I should have told them 50 and just been like, cool, but I didn't. Next time when I'm far away like that and I'm not going through shit with support, I will convert that ride. But I was like, I'm in the middle of converting. I'm driving in traffic. It's too much going on right now. Plus, I'm like, I'm headed down that way. Let me just take this ride. I'll deal with it when I get there. I was still dealing with support. So yeah, you guys watch your shit. Support they out there stealing right now. And make sure you guys start screenshotting. Screen record as you're going through these screens because the amounts will change right in front of your face that damn fast. $57, I could have saved the money. I guarantee I probably won't get a tip, but that's cool if I don't get a tip because they got my phone number. This was a small wedding party. They got my phone.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. Y'all can see it with your own eyes. When you screen record and you go to rate a passenger, you go leave a passenger a message, don't go look at the money yet. Don't look at the money screen yet. Go act like you're rating a passenger. When you rate the passenger, make sure you're screen recording as you're rating them. As soon as you rate them, hit submit, go back out, then hit the back button. When you hit the back button, it'll go back to your map screen. When it goes back to your map screen, a dollar amount should be sitting up there. When it sits up there, it flips like a Rolodex. It should always be the same number because every time I go between my screens, if it says 100 and I go back, it says 100. It just Rolodex and says 100. No problem. If it's a tip left, it'll Rolodex and it should be the exact same amount that it was before it started that little Rolodex shit. The fact that I finally caught them doing it because it does it a lot. And I'm like, sometimes I'll sit there and it'll say like $57. It'll Rolodex and say like 48. I'm like, man, I swear that shit said 57 now. Why would the screen say 57 just out of the blue? Just throwing random numbers out there. 57. Now, if you sit there and pay attention, it's always a percentage. And it looks like they're stealing, like they allow somebody to leave, let's say 25%. But they'll take like half of the 25% to leave you at 12, or they'll take it down to 15%. They'll take 10% of it. It's always a weird percentage. It's never a whole number flipping to a whole number. One time they got me, it was $10 and like 15 cents or something weird like that. Then it Rolodex and it was minus $5 because I remember what it said. Then I saw and I was like, it was 71 something dollars. It Rolodex down to $56 or $66 or something like that. So it's the exact same amount minus $5. This is how they're getting people. Screen record. Trust me. When you catch them, let them know. Because they gave me that 871 real quick. Like, oh, sorry about that. They never said nothing about a tip. They started trying to distract me, talking about some upfront fare shit. I had nothing to say about upfront fares. I know they're out here stealing. I'm thinking about it. I got to make sure I'm opted out of Lyft. But I would like to go to federal court to have them take a look at my shit. I really want to take a look at my account. I want to go through and audit my account. And if I got to get a subpoena to get the records from my account, then that's what it'll take. Might take me a while. Don't ask me about it. Let me work on something. Let me research to see how can I go about suing a company for records. How can I subpoena records? I got to know if I got to go to district court. If I got to go where. I need to know how can I do this. It ain't going to be small claims. So it's going to be something major because I'm looking for punitive damages. Don't ask me about it. Let me work on it. Let me figure it out. When I figure it out, like I told you, they going to pay up. Because these engineers are lying. These engineers are stealing from us for a reason. And we're sitting around like, oh, man, I got a $3 tip. You probably got a $10 tip. Oh, man, I got a $14 tip. You probably got a $30 tip. They're stealing from us for a reason. These people are very short on cash right now, and they're willing to go that extra mile to steal from contractors just to make sure they got cash in these coffers. Stay on your money.